deserves to be the next president of the United States? This is the most important question America is facing today. Election day is just around the corner, but many are still undecided. For the first time tonight, we are presenting Tofa Talks because this is the right moment to clear the air for our kababayans. Good evening. I am Elton Lugay, founder and executive producer of the Outstanding Filipinos in America Awards, better known as TOFA. We celebrated our 10th anniversary just yesterday, and I am back on the air tonight with two of the most prominent Filipino-American political leaders in the nation to help you make this crucial decision on Election Day. For the Democratic Party, we have the first Asian woman to have passed the New York Bar in 1974, one of the most recognizable advocates of minority empowerment in mainstream America, a community leader, a business tycoon, a philanthropist, but above all, a fearless Democrat. Attorney Loida, Nicolas Lewis.
Thank you, Elton Lugay, for inviting me. And good to see you, Mayor Ron Falconi. And to the viewers of this debate, there is one question I just want to ask you. Are you better off or worse off now than you were 4 years ago? That's the question. Thank you.
He is the first Filipino-American mayor in the state of Ohio, a lawyer by profession who has been serving the city of Brunswick for more than a decade now. Joining Tofa Talks is a distinguished Asian American in the Republican Party, Mayor Ron Falconi.
Elton, thank you so much for letting me be one of the first guests on your show. To Loida Nicolas Lewis, it is an honor to share the same stage with you, the great leader in our Filipino community. You know, we need to keep a president who is an outsider. We need to keep a president who is going to keep America first. If you look at all of his accomplishments over the past 3.5 years, you'll understand why he's made America great again. Let's vote to re-elect Donald Trump.
Let us proceed with this inaugural episode of Tofa Talks. Our two distinguished guests will each answer 10 questions over the next 20 minutes or so. For each question, they are asked to respond within 30 seconds, and you will see a timer on screen on how they are doing. So, let us begin with Attorney Loida Lewis for the first question.
Filipinos to vote for Joe Biden because he has all the qualities Filipinos admire in a leader. He is a family man and married man faithful to his marriage vows. He is a dedicated public servant of nearly 45 years. He knows servant leadership, and most of all, he is a man of faith. You can bet on that.
Filipinos should vote for Trump because he's the candidate for law and order. Look at all the rioting and the looting that's taken place over the past few months. Many businesses were destroyed, including many Filipino-owned businesses there on the West Coast. This madness has to stop, and Donald Trump is not afraid to stand up to these left-wing mobs.
The one thing that President Trump did right for the country is that he signed into law the Criminal Justice Reform First Step Act to help prisoners who are released from prison to adjust in society. How? By training them, educating them, and reducing the harsh penalties on non-violent crimes.
The one thing that Biden did good for the country? I don't know, I'm thinking. You know, back in the 1980s, then Senator Biden voted to confirm Judge Antonin Scalia to the United States Supreme Court. Scalia was a constitutionalist, and he believed that the judiciary should interpret the law, not create the law. Sadly, Vice President Biden doesn't take that belief anymore and regretted the vote.
The deciding factor for Filipino Americans in this election is integrity, honesty. This liar-in-chief in the White House has lied 40,000 times according to Washington Post. And look, since January, regarding this coronavirus, 40 times he said it's gonna go away. Don't worry about it. It will go away. And the result? 220,000 Americans people of the United States have died.
The deciding factor really should be the economy. Look, pre-COVID, America was experiencing probably one of the best economies ever. Businesses were growing. Record low unemployment for African Americans, for Hispanic Americans, for women, and of course for Asian Americans. Not even the left-wing media challenged that.
When Joe Biden wins and we get the majority in the lower house and in the Senate, the undocumented Filipinos, the TNT, should expect a major reform in immigration law and a path to citizenship for those who have been here for a long time. That's why you should vote for Joe Biden.
Elton, there are Filipinos right now in the Philippines who have been trying to come here legally for the past 10, 15 years, or sometimes they've been waiting longer. Now, would it be fair for a Biden administration to grant amnesty to the illegals when our kababayan are trying to come over here legally to follow the law? No. Donald Trump believes in legal immigration. Legal immigration.
The United States is 4% of the global population, but we have 20% of infection. Where did we go wrong? This inept Lysol in chief dismantled the unit created by President Obama and Joe Biden to watch the pandemic around the world. Number two, he was told by his national security officer that this is airborne. And what did he do? He lied about it to the American people.
Elton, remember, this virus started in China, and the president was decisive in limiting travel from that country. At the time, it was questioned as being racist or xenophobic, but you don't hear that anymore. Here, the president is making sure that we're going to have a vaccine in the next few months, if not in the next few weeks. And because America is the most medically advanced nation in the world, you're going to have more testing, and of course, you're going to have more positives. But I believe in the president's leadership, and he's going to steer us through this pandemic.
The last immigration reform was done in 1965 under President Johnson. That's 55 years ago. And in 55 years, the United States has changed. So the failure is in the Congress when we elected Republican senators who did not want to accept the bill that was passed by the lower house. So whose fault is it? The Republicans. Boot them out of office.
Elton, yes, I've touched on this before. I mean, both sides need to look at this immigration issue. If you listen to the Democrat side, it seems like they're just in favor of open borders. Kind of makes you wonder whether we even need immigration laws anymore if their plans are implemented. Here, I stated before, I'll say it again, and the president has stated this numerous times, that he is in favor of legal immigration. He wants people to follow the law.
Russia interfered in 2016 and would do it again because Putin has Trump in his pocket. China was able to rise as the second economic power now, and so they would interfere to keep Trump in power. Iran is able to stockpile on atomic arsenal because Trump canceled the Iran treaty.
Elton, I've heard some reports also that some foreign governments may try to get involved in our election, and if that's the case, then they should face the repercussions and retaliation necessary. But what I think is really happening here is that the Democrats are still trying to explain away why they lost the 2016 election. I know that people have asked if Trump will accept the results this year, but the question I have for the Democratic Party, and of course the media, will you accept the results if you lose again?
This president has promised to reveal his income tax and never did for the past 4 years. So when the New York Times reported that he paid only $740 in 2016 when he is already president, and 2017, what kind of hocus pocus is he doing with all his income. So he is not the bright businessman that he claims he is.
About the tax returns? Nothing. What is disconcerting is the media's lack of curiosity about this laptop from Hunter Biden. I mean, it contains evidence of the vice president's involvement in his son's business dealings. And it just shows the media's reluctance to try to say anything negative about their candidate. If this was Eric Trump, this would be front page news all the time.
President Trump wants to be reelected because if he is not, he is going to jail. Lock him up because he has broken so many laws. Second, he wants to be president because in 2 years, he is going to pay $400 million in debt. And while if he is re-elected president, he can access money because he's president.
The president needs another 4 years in office to help correct some of the damages that's been done during the Obama-Biden years. This president is going to continue to nominate conservative judges, keep our taxes low, stand up to the left-wing mob, and of course, remember, he's an outsider fighting the Washington insiders and the media. That's why we need to re-elect Donald Trump as our president.
The Biden presidency will mean to me that we are finally exiting the twilight zone of Trump, and it will be returned to normalcy, protocol, decency, the rule of law. The pandemic will stop because Biden will mandate the universal wearing of a mask, which scientists say will stop the spread of this coronavirus.
It's not so much a battle about whether or not America is going to be Republican or Democrat, but rather whether America is going to be America anymore. A Biden presidency is going to bring about uncertain economic times in our country with higher taxes, government-ordered shutdowns, and in my view, the implementation of socialist-leaning policies. The president is going to stop that. He stands for freedom, democracy, and capitalism. Yes, capitalism, which is a good thing. The president said America will never be a socialist country.
Thank you, Attorney Lewis. Your closing statement, please.
I close with the same question I asked at the beginning. Are you worse off now or better off now than 4 years ago? Let me recite the facts. 220,000 dead and growing. 30 million people out of work. We lost the respect of our international allies. There's only one answer. Throw the rascal out.
And Mayor Ron Falconi, your turn.
Thank you, Elton and Attorney Loida Nicolas Lewis. In closing, the president has done more in 47 months than Joe Biden has done in 47 years. Look at the accomplishments of this administration at www.promiseskept.com. I'm asking you to go out there and vote, and to go out and vote to re-elect the president. And let's make America great again. Maraming salamat po.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have heard from Attorney Lewis and Mayor Falconi, but the ultimate decision is yours. And whatever that may be, the most important thing is for you to vote. And vote wisely. For Tofa Talks, this is Elton Lugay. Thanks for watching.